Please stand.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Awesome. Mark Quisdorf, Director of Financial Aid. I am Dr. Jeff Sinise, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at Cardinal Stritch University. It is my honor to begin this 80th Commencement ceremony for the university. Please allow me to provide introductions to the platform party from my right to left. Dr. Philip Anderson, Dean, College of Business and Management. Dr. Daniel Scholes, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. Dr. Carol Bronson, Assistant Professor, Benediction. Sister Diana DeBruin, Director of the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi. Dr. David Schrock, Vice Chair of Board of Trustees. Dr. James P. Loftus, President. Mr. Cory L. Nettles, Honorary Degree Recipient and Commencement Speaker. Ms. Tanya Mantilla, Vice President for University Advancement. Mr. Austin Jensen, Graduate Student Speaker. Dr. Kelly Dries, Dean of the Ruth S. Coleman College of Nursing and Health Sciences. Dr. Frida Russell, Dean, College of Education and Leadership. In the second row, Dr. Kathleen Van Erden, Associate Dean, Ruth S. Coleman College of Nursing and Health Sciences. Dr. Mitra Falalhi, Associate Dean, College of Education and Leadership. Mr. Tom Congdon, Vice President for Finance and Administration. Mr. Nathan Denny, Vice President for Undergraduate Enrollment Services and Strategic Planning. Dr. Hope Liu, Dean, School of Continuing and Online Learning. Ms. Yvette Riley, Invocation Speaker and Doctoral Degree Candidate. Mr. Alan Mitchler, Vice President for Graduate and Adult and Online Enrollment Services. Dr. Amy Kuhn, Associate Dean, College of Business and Management. Dr. Carl Mueller, Associate Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. The gonfalons that the deans carried into the ceremony today are a new tradition at the university. This tradition mirrors a tradition that was started during St. Clare and St. Francis's time in Italy. Each gonfalon includes our university seal, the founding year of the academic college, and the regalia colors of each college. We process them in to demonstrate that this commencement ceremony is an academic ceremony of importance to the university, and it supports our academic tradition. It's now my pleasure and honor to introduce to you the president of Cardinal Stritch University. Dr. Loftus has been president of the university since 2011, and he has been a lifelong supporter of Catholic education. He has led our efforts to become a much stronger Catholic Franciscan institution. Dr. Loftus.
Thank you, Dr. Sinise. I spoke a bit this morning about sharing gifts, and I just wanted to reiterate what a beautiful, heartfelt national anthem we had here. It was just fantastic. Thank you, Mark. So, you're graduating again, right? Graduate students. You have sought continuing education, professional education, to capture your talents and skills so that you may go forth in the service to others. And as I see it, it is not any more complicated than that. Use your talents and skills in the service of others. You've been given many, many God-given talents. We implore you to use those talents. You've also had gifts shared with you by our extraordinary faculty and staff, people who want nothing but your success. Even the financial aid guy wants nothing but your success. A little bit about today and the future. You will be inspired, I'm positive, by our honorary degree recipient and his speech and charge to you. So I won't steal the thunder there, but please know what a special guy this gentleman is for our community, for our socioeconomic well-being, for all of you in his ability to be courageous going forward. And he shares, as we see it, many of the values that we'd like to impart in you. So stay tuned. It'll be a good one. Stritch celebrates its 80th year this year. The Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi, our founding congregation, have implored, there's that word again, us to be good stewards, to provide people an opportunity to be educated, and again, to be educated for the purpose of sharing their talents and their skills and their abilities to make the world a better place. We hope that you have been transformed as graduate students and those who come across the platform today, master's degree and doctoral degree candidates. As a part of Stritch, we hope you've learned new skills and continued your knowledge, but not knowledge that is simply in the head, but knowledge in the heart and in the gut, right? In the gemut, what you feel you can do to make the world better. That's what the sisters were called to do. And now graduates, it's your turn to carry out your missions in very real and tangible ways. So it is my hope for you and my thought that as you move on from your classes and your cohorts, that you never leave Stritch behind. As I said last night to those who received their San Damiano crosses, think of the sisters as you go forward, because they're the ones that made this opportunity available to you. And you should know that, and you should remember that as I see it. Be inspired, and be inspired by not only St. Clare, but of St. Francis, who wrote, "Remember that when you leave this earth, you can take nothing with you that you have received, only what you have given to others. A full heart enriched by honest service, love, sacrifice, and courage." And I'm sure our graduates will hold those things in abundance. Congratulations, class of 2017.
Graduation is truly an exciting and important occasion. We are pleased that you all have joined us today. This is a day of celebration for our graduates, their families, friends, and certainly a day of celebration for Cardinal Stritch University. Today we celebrate our past, our present, and our future. We celebrate the unity of diversity of the Stritch family of students, faculty, staff, trustees, alumni, and friends. Sister Diana DeBruin, Director of the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi and a member of the University Corporation, will assist Dr. David Schrock, Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees, in a special candle lighting ceremony. When we were chartered in 1937, Cardinal Stritch University was originally named St. Clair College. The college, sponsored by the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi, was named after St. Clair of Assisi, who, along with the better-known St. Francis, was co-founder of the Franciscan tradition. Clair's name in Latin means brightly or clearly. In this lighting ceremony, we wish to focus on the example of the life of Clair and of St. Francis and the values of the Franciscan tradition. The university is a Franciscan institution, and our values of hospitality to all, peacemaking, compassion and caring, creating a caring community, as well as respect and reverence for all of creation are important. After the candle lighting, we will ask our guests to please rise for the invocation, which will be offered by Yvette Riley, who is graduating with a doctorate degree in leadership for the advancement of learning and service.
Let us bow our head in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us here today on this momentous occasion to celebrate the accomplishments and gifts that you have placed in our lives. We thank you for our family and friends who have gathered to celebrate this special moment in time with us. We ask that your hand be placed on all of us who are graduating today, and our family, friends, and faculty as well. Bless our lives with love, faith, hope, and goodness. Help us to stay true to our dreams, use our gifts wisely, and continue to walk with you throughout our journey of life. May this day be a celebration of your life within us. We give you praise for all of the learning, skills, and hard work that you have allowed us to share with the world. As we walk across the stage to enter a new chapter of our lives, we ask that you walk alongside us, guiding our steps along the way. We pour our gifts into your hands. May you use us as vessels to be change agents and be a reflection of your will. May we cherish this memory in our hearts from this day forward. Thank you for your mercy and grace. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. It's my honor now to introduce to you our student speaker today, Austin Jensen. He's graduating with a Master's in Business Administration degree. I am told by the faculty that Austin is a leader. That is to say, he has the ability to positively influence and understand others and communicates effectively. Austin has been a leader in teamwork in the M.B.A. program, helping to address requirements, plan work, and be an exemplar for classmates. Austin's success in the M.B.A. program revealed an individual who is quick, adaptive to new ideas, and able to motivate others. He has also displayed the ability to effectively balance his personal life with his professional studies. Austin's M.B.A. experience has well prepared him to advance his career and continue his journey as a lifelong learner. And that is because he embraced the process, owned it, capitalized on it. I am pleased and honored to introduce to you Austin Jensen.
Fellow graduates, their friends and family, and Cardinal Stritch faculty, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak on behalf of this awesome graduating class. It's no coincidence that we're all here today. We accepted a challenge to better ourselves and overcame the obstacles of balancing work, life, and school. And for that, I want to say congratulations. For some of us, the challenge may have come from a higher power. For others, it may have already been an innate quality to continue learning. Whatever your reason was for starting this program, you have now taken on an added responsibility to continue challenging yourself. Going back to school to pursue an M.B.A. was a decision that I made one evening when I felt the need for change in my life. I was asking myself, what's next? I knew that if I didn't do it then, I likely was never going to do it. We were in the process of trying to start a family, and the thought of trying to raise an infant and manage schoolwork was terrifying. Today, I can say it was one of the most valuable decisions I've made in my life. Not because my company offered me a huge paycheck upon completion, because that didn't happen. It was one of the most valuable decisions I've made because it challenged me to work harder, be a better person, and continue seeking new challenges. It's unfortunate that it took as long as it did for this desire to push myself harder to manifest. For me, school was not one of my strong suits. In fact, I questioned myself as to whether college was really for me, and I struggled through a bachelor's degree. I finished my undergrad with a low GPA, a job I didn't really care about, and an overwhelming feeling of defeat, and no desire to put myself through that again. As I said before, I was looking for a new challenge in my life. Call it a quarter-life crisis, if you will. I had recently completed a half marathon, a couple of those Tough Mudder off-road obstacle courses, and it came to me that if I want a real challenge, I need to challenge myself mentally also. So my first day heading to class, my wife took a picture of me with my backpack on, as if it were my first day of kindergarten. She could tell I was nervous, and that was her way of helping me to lighten up a bit. I was so nervous that I had made a terrible decision. I barely made it through undergrad. How was I going to survive this? I was nervous that I would look like Adam Sandler and Billy Madison, the old guy going back to school and trying to fit in with the rest of the crowd and failing. But in reality, I knew that wasn't going to be the case. I had a great support system at home. I had a newly found confidence, and I don't own a T-top Firebird Trans Am yet. Cardinal Stritch offered me much more than an M.B.A. It was like having a second family. Everyone was incredibly welcoming, and my nerves were quickly calmed. The M.B.A. program taught me more than I could have ever imagined. I actually learned finance and accounting concepts that I never thought I would grasp or care about. But the most important things that I learned didn't come from books. It was the skills that I already had that I was able to improve upon. It taught me to be confident in my skills and continuously challenge myself to be better. It was the values that Cardinal Stritch incorporates into their curriculum. It was the Franciscan values. Of those Franciscan values, I feel that the most important is to create a caring community, a concept that was often referred to during the program. It teaches us that conscious capitalism and the triple bottom line, people, planet, and profit, are keys to not only a successful business, but also making the world a better place. So the concepts relate to creating a caring community because our decisions reach much further than our organization. And it's very important to keep that in mind, and here's why. A decision we make tomorrow at work will certainly impact our coworkers, and it should be made with their best interest in mind. When referring to the planet and the triple bottom line, consider any possible impacts that it could have outside of the organization. Maybe it will have an environmental impact, but also maybe it will have a community impact. And finally, how will that decision impact profitability of the organization? Without profit, our organizations can no longer sustain operation. When we lose businesses, there becomes a negative impact on the community. In a sort of butterfly effect fashion, one decision can have such a broad impact, and we need to consider the possible consequences. So earlier I talked about accepting the challenge to better ourselves by enrolling in a graduate degree program. So now my challenge to all of you is to continue to challenge yourselves. Set goals, try something new, continue to improve who you are. For me, this degree was just another stepping stone in becoming a better person. And whether your degree is in business, nursing, education, or arts and sciences, let this be your stepping stone as well. I want to share with you my goals for this year. I am relearning Spanish and learning to play hockey. Combined, helping to sharpen my mental and physical skills. And while they're small goals, they're challenges that I've wanted to accomplish for a while, so I put them at the front of the line. As you set your goals and challenges and find ways to better yourself, you can begin to inspire others to do the same. So no matter how small the goal or challenge, working to complete them will help make you a better person, helping to make the world we all live in a better place.
Thank you, Austin, for those inspiring remarks. An honorary degree is a high academic recognition granted by a university. The first instance of an honorary degree on record was issued at Oxford University to Lionel Woodward in 1470. So this is a long-standing tradition at universities. Indeed, Cardinal Stritch University has awarded honorary degrees since its beginnings, and they're used to celebrate meritorious service, reflect our values of creating a caring community, showing compassion, reverencing creation, and making peace. This afternoon, I am pleased to present to you, Dr. Loftus, Mr. Cory Nettles. Mr. Nettles, would you please come forward? Dr. Loftus, it is my honor to present you Mr. Cory Nettles. Mr. Nettles is the Managing Director of Generation Growth Capital, a private equity fund which is focused on capital growth. Mr. Nettles also was of counsel at Quarles and Brady in their Corporate Services and Government Relations Group. In addition, he served as Secretary of Wisconsin Department of Commerce, and in that role led economic development for the state of Wisconsin. Mr. Nettles serves on many boards, including United Way of Greater Milwaukee, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee, Partners Advancing Values in Education, Teach for America, and the Greater Milwaukee Foundation, where he will serve as chair in the coming year. Mr. Nettles graduated magna cum laude from Lawrence University and holds a law degree from the University of Madison Law School. He has received numerous awards and recognitions, including the Alpha Kappa Alpha Trailblazer Award, the Milwaukee Business Journal's Hall of Fame Award, the African American Chamber of Commerce Business Champion Award, and the Milwaukee Urban League's Community Service Award. Dr. Loftus, Mr. Nettles has earned the esteem of professional colleagues and the community, which rises to the high level of achievement. He has earned the elevated recognition of the university. I recommend to you that he be awarded an honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters at Cardinal Stritch University.
Sorry about that. Mr. Cory Nettles honors us by his presence today, and we celebrate his accomplishments and connections in helping the success of the greater Milwaukee community and beyond. As a Franciscan and Catholic institution that cares deeply about the community and its successes, and therefore it is right to celebrate and thank Mr. Nettles as a kindred worker in the fields with us to do what we can to make the community better. Mr. Nettles, Cory, is a leader in the business community, in economic development, and more broadly than that. His high level of involvement in many civic organizations and his depth of knowledge of the business community are important and contribute significantly to the community's collective success. Mr. Nettles, your focus on providing growth capital to small businesses and lower middle market companies in our region, in addition to your work to build partners for a community with an impact, as well as investments in causes like the Milwaukee Bucks, are important to our community. As a result of your professional and community accomplishments, building bridges, and as said, as a trailblazer, we recognize and honor you today. And so, by the authority vested in the Board of Trustees and delegated to me, I confer upon Cory L. Nettles the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Congratulations, Dr. Nettles.
Well, good afternoon. I can't tell you how honored I am to receive this degree from an institution that I respect very, very dearly. And as I said in remarks the other evening, I have the great honor of living just beyond the shadow of this institution. So I pass it regularly in my coming and going on my way to and from home. And never had I imagined that I'd have the great pleasure of standing here before you today. So I want to certainly say thank you. To the president, Mr. Loftus, of this great institution, to Dr. Sinise and all the honored members of the dais here, as well as the board members who are represented, and certainly my family and friends who are out in great number and great force, as they always are. I want to say thank you for your love and your support, and certainly for this recognition from this outstanding institution. And I want to say congratulations to this amazing class of 2017. As I thought about undertaking this important and honored task, I canvassed a few of my friends who were more expert than I at making remarks at ceremonies like these. And I was looking for real insight and wisdom on how I could undertake a task as important as this. And I went to one of my friends after having talked to some others, because he's been known to give me good advice. And I told him what I was going to do. I asked him if he had any content that I could recycle and reuse as part of my own triple bottom line effort, Austin. And he leaned back and he said, I've got 3 words of advice for you. He said, be brief, be good, be gone. So if I don't inspire it all this afternoon, I hope to at least follow those 3 admonitions from my good friend. You already have heard about this great and venerable university that we know today, but you know that it started out a lot more modestly back in 1937 as a teaching institution for the Sisters of St. Francis Assisi. Its core Franciscan values were then as they remain today, and I think it bears stating them out loud again, though they've been said already, and that is to live the core values of creating a caring community, showing compassion, reverencing creation, and making peace. Certainly these values are as relevant and as resonant today in our divided times as they were 80 years ago. And like the student honoree Austin, I have to admit that I have a little bit of bias in these 4 values, and my own personal favorite, like his, is creating a caring community. This graduating class of advanced degrees certainly embodies these Franciscan values. This class happens to be among the most diverse in the university's history. Nearly 40% of you are ethnically diverse, and though the majority of you are from Wisconsin, you also represent more than 33 countries from around the world. As it relates to the Franciscan values of creating a caring community and showing compassion, 45% of you are just as I was, Namely, you are among the highest financial needy students on college campuses like this across the country. 45% of you are deemed the highest financially needy students on campuses like this across the country. And your presence here is a testament to these Franciscan values, that you'd find the resources yourself and within your families, and with the help and support of this institution, to be getting these advanced degrees today. So I have only 3 things I briefly want to convey to you as you leave this place and go out into the larger world and continue making the tremendous impacts that you already have. The first point I'd say is to be prepared. Whether on your first job or on your 5th job, or wherever it is throughout your personal and professional lives, and whatever you undertake in the community, certainly make sure that you are prepared. It repeatedly has been said that luck is where opportunity meets preparation. Through your work here at Cardinal Stritch, you have developed critical thinking and problem-solving skills that will serve you certainly for a lifetime. More important than whatever you have learned, as Austin already admitted or pointed out, more important than what you have learned is that you have learned how to learn. And as already lifelong learners, I want you to make sure that you do your best to walk away from any situation or to walk into any situation as fully prepared as you possibly can be. I've always said that I may not have been the smartest guy in the room, but no one was ever going to outwork me. No one was ever going to out-prepare me. And whatever I lacked in so-called natural intelligence, I was determined to just make up for in good old-fashioned hard work. And when it came to work, I think my colleagues will tell you that I was early in my career, and I am today, generally the first one in and the last one out. Preparation. The strategy turned out reasonably well for me, and so I commend it to you. Another part of this preparation that I want to dwell on for just a minute is what I call the importance of being helpable. The importance of being helpable. I was at an event a few years ago of prominent African American entrepreneurs from across the country, and there was this keynote speaker who was a fairly amazing woman. She was African American. She was a para-Olympian. She'd been the first African American to medal in the Winter Olympics. She did it in downhill skiing, and oh, by the way, she did it as a single-leg amputee. Her name is Bonnie St. Joseph, and she told me an interesting story about the importance of being helpable. Bonnie, because of all her accomplishments, had been invited to be speakers at major organizations across the country, and she'd been invited to do the keynote speech out at an event in California at one of the large, internationally renowned record companies, whose name shall remain nameless. And after she'd done this amazing speech, she came across the gentleman who was the A&R director. The A&R director is the artist and repertoire director, basically the talent scout for the record label. And over drinks, Bonnie asked him a really simple question. She said, "How do you know when you found the next great artist, when you found the next great person? That person who's gonna blow up the charts, who's gonna become internationally renowned?" And the A&R executive paused at her question, and he seemed to be struggling to find an answer. And Bonnie thought that she'd jump in. She said, I get it. They come in and they give you their demo tape, and they have the most amazing voice you've ever heard. And he paused and he said, "No, that's not it." She said, he or she is the greatest show person you've ever seen, and you can tell instantly from the performance that they do in the tryout that they're going to be an amazing performer. He paused and he said, "No, by the time they come to see me or they get in front of me, they clearly can sing, they can perform, so all of those prerequisites have been met." So she said, "Well, just how do you know if the person's going to be the next it?" And he paused again and he said, "Well, I'm always trying to assess one thing, and I do it through the conversation that I have with them." He said, "I'm trying to determine, are they helpable? Because these people, like these graduates here today, are clearly capable, competent people who have the ability to be successful. But what's really going to determine whether you have modest success, or perhaps even no success at all, is going to be whether you decide to be helpable, whether you have the ability to ask for and to seek out and to receive help. And I'm sad to report that too many of the people that I interact at all stages of their professional careers, from the very beginning people to people quite senior in their careers who haven't advanced at the rate they ought to have, very often at the root of their problem is their inability to ask for help. And I don't know if this affliction is about self-esteem, I don't know if it's about modesty, I don't know if it's about hubris, but whatever it is, make sure it doesn't afflict you. And make sure that you canvass as broadly as you can to find the help that you want. And let me suggest to you also that that help may come from extremely unlikely sources. Once a month or so, I normally get an email or a letter or a call, usually from some young African-American male, who says, "Mr. Nettles, I read all about you. You seem to know a little bit about what you're doing. Will you mentor me?" And very often, I'm happy to do that. But I tell young African-American males that don't look for mentors in other African-American males, necessarily. And in my own case, my help has come from the most unlikely of sources, by age, by gender, by race, by socioeconomics, by political persuasion, and views that are dramatically different than my own. So be helpable, but also be willing to find that help from very unusual places. The second thing I want to convey to you is to be present. Whether in your relationships with your family or friends, or in your job or volunteering in community, work as hard as you can to master the art of being present. Now, I must confess that this being present thing is what my wife, Michelle, euphemistically calls an opportunity for me, which is her very nice way of saying I suck at it. So I share at least one less than enviable trait with some of you all here in the room, particularly, I'm told, the millennials, where I am the consummate multitasker. And my family will tell you to their great chagrin and frustration that I'm always on my phone. Always multitasking, trying to deal with the next challenge, the next problem, the next crisis. But what the studies say is that this multitasking actually compromises our productivity. It does not add to it or enhance it. So my challenge to you is the same as my wife's challenge to me, and that is to learn to be fully present in whatever it is you're undertaking, whether it's on your job, whether it's on your volunteerism, whether it's in your relationships with family, friends, or other loved ones. Learn to be present. Learn to give that person, that situation, that problem, that challenge, as much of your undivided attention as you can absolutely muster. The third and final thing I want to tell you is to be persistent. Above all else, you have to persevere. Certainly any modest success that I've enjoyed, personally or professionally, only came as a result of real perseverance. Seldom did the successes come immediately, and they almost never came easily. But I had to learn the act of perseverance. Like some of you here, based upon the information that I've seen about you and your backgrounds, you began life, as I did, under extremely modest circumstances. Like some of you here who are attaining these advanced degrees, I was also called a, quote, high-risk kid. Born to a single-teen mother and born into what I now today know was poverty. But because of the efforts and the hard work of my mother and my grandmother and my extended family and friends and mentors and role models who, as I said, joined me here today, I learned how to be resilient and to persevere. I learned I had to be resilient and to persevere. And notwithstanding the modest circumstances of my beginning, my extended village and my many guardian angels helped build in me, develop in me, those skills of perseverance. Your presence here today, certainly, graduates, is a testament to that perseverance. But commencement is, by definition, the beginning. And though these are your advanced degrees, they are your next beginning, the beginning of a new journey for you all, a journey in which you will have to persevere. And that's never going to change. And I would submit that the more successful you are, the more you will have to persevere through the challenges that life will put before you. I have to confess, actually, that I'm right smack dab in the middle of a perseverance challenge of my own right now. As I reflect on these Franciscan values that we've talked about earlier, my own Christian values and my life experience, I'm aware of the need for perseverance, but I'm also mindful of how you persevere. I strive every day to be successful, but I'm mindful of how I work at being successful. In my private equity fund, Generation Growth Capital, a few years ago, I made the largest investment in a company that I've made since launching the funds 10 years ago. Recently, that investment, that company, that business, took an unexpectedly ugly turn for the worse. My management team in that company, unfortunately, really took their eye off the ball. But even more regrettably than that, some of the members of the management team, the most senior members of the management team, did not act with the Franciscan values that many of us strive to achieve in our personal and professional lives. The moral and the ethical lapses in this business were significant, and for those lapses, I had zero tolerance. With the company hanging in the balance as of the last few weeks, my team and I knew that we had to persevere and that failure was not an option. We knew that we had to figure out how to persevere, not just because my investors were interested in me doing so, but as Austin noted, if we were going to be successful at that triple bottom line, profit was the third and the least of my considerations. First and foremost, I had to be mindful and aware of my people, of those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of families who worked in that business, who were counting on us to persevere and to figure out how to be successful, not so that we could make more money or more profits, but because the livelihoods of those families required it. And so I had to make some very hard choices about persevering. And they started with the complete firing of my senior management team from the CEO down, and replacing those people with people who I felt shared, first and foremost, my values, and secondly, who would have the skills and the competence that they would need to be successful. So I want to just make an aside to underscore the point about these values. And I can tell you that before there was the ethical lapse in this business, that my management team and the CEO were struggling in terms of their competence. And though I had a fair amount of patience for them trying to close the competence gap, and I had some patience for them trying to figure out how to manage the business better and to make it profitable, once the ethical lapses and the moral lapses became clear, I literally fired them on the spot and had them escorted out of the building. I want you to know that there are future employers who will show you some patience in terms of you closing the gap on your competence and on your skills. You're entitled to a reasonable amount of time to figure out how to do that. But I also want you to know that any employer worth working for will have zero tolerance for moral and ethical lapses. And I want to challenge you always to comport yourselves with the highest moral and ethical standards, certainly in your personal lives, but also in your professional lives. So back to the company. Our hard work and decisions there are just beginning. I'll be on the phone tomorrow afternoon at 2:30 with my new CEO, and we're going to be making some more judgments about whether there were any other people in the company who shared in the wrongdoing that led to this company's current position. But I know I also will be talking to my new CEO about how do we make sure that we persevere and we make sure that this business ultimately is successful. Like so many of you, I'm a native son of this community. And every day, including this morning, when I downloaded the local news, I again was reminded of the challenges of our community and of our state. Those challenges are well cataloged: extreme concentrated poverty, high incarceration, high unemployment, high illiteracy, high teen pregnancy, high infant mortality. And that list, unfortunately, goes on and on. But every day, consistent with the Franciscan values of creating a caring community, I'm trying my darndest to do my part at persevering to make this community better, because it is the good, and the right thing to do. And based on the few of you that I've had the great pleasure of meeting over the last several days, I know that you will join me in this social justice work and that you will persevere in this work as well. And though the arc of the moral universe is long, Dr. Martin Luther King taught us that it does in fact bend towards justice. And so we must persevere to this good and just end. So finally, my last two things I want to leave with you. In the coming days of your decompression and of your celebration following your hard work here, I hope that you will do two things. First, I hope you will go to the critical people of your personal village and thank them, one by one, for the important role that they played in helping you get here today. You can do that individually. Sometimes it'll be in twos or threes or in small groups, but make sure you do it. And when you do it, make sure that you are fully, truly present in that moment and that they know that they have your undivided attention in your presence. And then the second and last thing I'd ask you to do is to give back to this institution, to pay back and to pay it forward. A lot of people made tremendous sacrifices so that you all could be here. Some people gave of their time, some people gave of their talents, some people gave of their talents or their money. So you too have the same kind of obligation to reach back and to reach forward. And I challenge you to start that in the next several days. And whether you send in a check for $5 or $50 or $500 or whatever your means, make sure you pay it back and you pay it forward. And not just this one time. Make sure that every year you make a financial investment and a financial commitment to this great university, and you show them a great return on the investment that they have made in you. So again, my congratulations to this outstanding class of 2017. I can't tell you how excited I am to see what you all will accomplish and how you will make this community and this world a better place. And I can't tell you how much I will look forward to doing my small part to support your efforts. Thank you and Godspeed.
Thank you so much. Fantastic. Beautiful. Thank you.
So be persistent, be present. One that I like the most, first in, last out. Congratulations, Dr. Nettles. Thank you for the example of your inspiring story. Thank you for the impacts on our community. Indeed, thank you for the honor to recognize you as Dr. Cory Nettles at Cardinal Stritch University. We now proceed to conferring of the degrees. Please note in the commencement programs, we list students who have earned their degrees this academic year, so that's August, December, and May, in alphabetical order by degree and level and college. The graduates on the floor are seated by degree level and college, but not alphabetically, as they were allowed to sit with classmates of their choosing. We will now confer graduate degrees of the respected candidates. Dr. Loftus, upon recommendation of the faculty and the approval of the Board of Trustees, I have the honor of presenting to you the following candidates for the 2017 graduate degrees: Masters of Art, Master of Science, Master of Business Administration, and Master of Education. Dr. Daniel Scholes and Dr. Carl Mueller, Dean and Associate Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, will read the names of the master degree candidates for the College of Arts and Sciences as they cross the stage. Students, please bring to the stage your lineup cards.
Shariat Ziba.
Marcus Crean.
Andrew Finley.
Christina Sosinski.
Philip Topping.
Michael During.
John Cummings.
Alexander Allister.
Kristen Kennedy.
Mary Blazer.
Sarah Waker.
Andrea Nemeth.
David O'Brien.
Amanda Sass.
Clara Stanislawski.
Tamam Sarsour.
Heather Murphy.
Tony Martinez. Kimberly Moorer.
Dr. Philip Anderson and Dr. Amy Kuhn will read the names of the master degree candidates for the College of Business and Management as they cross the stage. Students, please proceed to the stage. Bring your lineup cards with you.
Elias Icudella.
Austin Jensen.
Ahmad Altukore.
Yi Mao.
Sarah Beagle.
Sunday Karobo.
Hillary Hornberg.
Reggie McLean.
Adrian Flores.
Marijana Piljic.
Michelle Thomas.
Brian Lurch.
Denise Bankhead.
Brandon Merkel.
Julene Gaspard.
Allison Miller.
Meyer Bowie.
James Kababa.
Savannah Gates.
Andrew Teachin.
Ebony Shelton.
Wayne Miller.
Carrie Mickelson.
Christy Hintz.
Sarah Willis.
Cha Zhang.
Victoria Rogers.
Liam Moran.
Anthony Harvey.
Christopher Lucas.
Elizabeth Bretsky.
Timothy Hess.
Brittany Harris.
Say Lee.
Victoria Sanchez. Oh, sorry, Veronica Sanchez.
Stephen Mitchell.
Dana Walters.
Carla Lorena Quadracci.
Trisha Kersevsky.
Lucas Quadracci.
Joseph Klobakowski.
London Rohr.
Pao Yang.
Tahani Khatib.
Shelley Vu.
Ala Muhammad Mustafa.
Adria Taraska.
Ahmed Alzine.
Sheena Allen.
Sheena Russell.
Krista Zilski.
Jasmine West.
Nicole Cron.
Kyla Gills.
Jessica Weber.
Felicia Reed.
Michael Jentz.
Sonia Hodgson.
Maurice Washington.
Jeremiah H. Reynolds. Divine Nizing Wu. Javier Johnson.
Dr. Frida Russell, Dean of the College of Education and Leadership, and Dr. Mitra Falalhi, Associate Dean of the College of Education and Leadership, will read the names of the master's degree candidates, College of Education and Leadership, as they cross the stage.
Thank you, Dr. Sinise. Samantha Schwartz.
Courtney Campbell.
John Barth.
Lori Becerra.
Robin Spidell.
Scott Gardman.
Terry Barch.
Cassandra Kerber.
Megan Davis.
Carrie Grossman.
Julie Thurmansgard.
Lori Cusick.
Jacob Reben.
Audra Kurzensky.
Christopher Nowak.
Ashley Boyd.
Michelle Larson.
Ashley Kavalauskas.
Michelle Sims.
Catherine Bradley.
Karen Peterson.
Catherine Amphlett.
Erica Minsleff.
Jessica Lowry.
Melissa Ray.
Philip Fitzgerald.
Lauren Johnson.
Noah DeLong.
Amanda Thate.
Alexandra Landerman.
Ashley Parr.
Jenna McGillen.
Amanda Berg.
Devin Stamford.
Jacqueline Faraday.
Ashley Tross.
Karina McGowan.
Glennis Riveras.
Emily Vinci.
Alexandra Sanchez.
Catherine Blunt.
Morgan Dandridge.
James Goldammer.
Nina Linneman.
Shane McDonough.
Frederick Perry.
Paul Brown.
David Costello.
Stephanie Shower.
Marilyn Pinto.
Jasmine Nichols.
Eileen Vargas Delagdo.
Eric Darnell.
Allison Caldwaters.
Tammy Neeb.
Abby Hawk.
Deanna Love.
Blenda Robbins.
Walter Cullen Jr.
Suzanne Peterson Acklam. Keisha Johnnies.
Dr. Kelly Dries, Dean of the Ruth S. Coleman College of Nursing and Health Sciences, and Dr. Kathleen Van Eerden, Associate Dean of the Ruth S. Coleman College of Nursing and Health Sciences, will now read the names of the nursing master students as they cross the stage.
Aura Brockman.
Ashley Haley.
Thea Zong.
Dr. Loftus, upon recommendation of the faculty and the approval of the Board of Trustees, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the following doctoral degrees: Doctor of Philosophy in Education, Doctor of Philosophy. Each dissertation chairperson will join us on the stage to hood their students. A list of the dissertation topics and chairpersons is included in your program. Dr. Frida Russell will read the names of the doctoral degree candidates as they cross the stage. Candidates and faculty dissertation chairs, please proceed to the stage and bring your lineup cards with you.
Now I would like to invite Dr. Janice Jones, Chair of the Division of Leadership in the College of Education and Leadership, to come forward to the stage to hood her advisees.
Roger Randolph, dissertation title, Grading for Learning Reforms at the Middle School Level. Ronald Meja, dissertation title, Moving Forward, Examining the Success Characteristics that Influence the Academic Achievement of Hispanic Male Teens to Complete a High School Education.
Dr. Darnell Bradley, please come to the stage.
Mark Butler, dissertation title, The Impact of a Well-Being Curriculum on Students Enrolled in a Behavioral Alternative Education School. Demira Grady, dissertation title, A Phenomenological Study, the Shared Experience of African American Community College Students who persisted from remediation to graduation and transferred to a four-year college or university. Yvette Riley, dissertation title, Success of African American Women, the Role of Self-Determination and Social Capital in College Degree and Career Attainment. Vanessa Sowinski, dissertation title, Students at the Center, Utilizing the Flipped Classroom Methodology to Reduce the Achievement Gap for African American Students in Mathematics.
Dr. Preston Cosgrove.
Francis Adam, dissertation title, Classroom Management, a Comparative Study in Disruptive Behaviors Between Two Catholic High Schools in Southeast Wisconsin in the United States and in Anglophone Cameroon in West Africa. Carrie Fick, dissertation title, An Investigation of RN to BSN Program Attributes that Support Retention of Nursing Students. David Lamers, dissertation title, Integrating the Huddle as part of middle-level common planning time. Kimberly Moore, dissertation title, Compassionate Enrollment, a descriptive study to identify student perceptions of compassionate enrollment and how it relates to their persistence at a two-year institution. Jeffrey Weiss, dissertation title, Levels of Trust in School Districts with Exemplary Superintendents. Amy Wilson, dissertation title, Measuring the Impact of Implicit Leadership Theories on Leadership Efficacy and Developmental Readiness.
Dr. Kara Bronson, please move forward.
Tisa Charles, dissertation title, Who Cares for the Caregiver? An Explanatory Sequential Mixed Methods Design. Kevin Connolly, dissertation title, A Case Study of Two Chicago Suburban High Schools Practices to Avoid a School Shooting. Alexandra Fairchild, dissertation title, Understanding Sport as a Catalyst for a Humanitarian Effort, a phenomenological exploration of a venture expedition tour participant experience. Janet Medlock, dissertation title, Leadership Behaviors and Positive Physiological Capital in the Workplace. Dr. Mitra Falali, Associate Dean. Nancy Ronke, dissertation title, A Mixed Methods Study on the Impact of Socratic Seminars on 8th grade students' comprehension of science text. Lisa Vasquez, dissertation title, Instructional Reading Aspects Existing in one 5th grade mathematics teacher's Beliefs and Language.
Dr. Tony Frontier, please.
Tony Dinkins, dissertation title, Teachers' Perceptions of Implementing Personalized Learning in an Urban Elementary School Classroom. Barbara Logan Smith, dissertation title, Envoy Project Program Evaluation, an investigation of students' perceptions of program impact. Mary Beth Swanson, dissertation title, A Program Evaluation of the Salvation Army's Pathway of Hope Initiative.
Dr. Peter Jonas, please move forward.
Deanna Burton, dissertation title, African American Males and College Retention, Factors that Impact the First Year. Gregory Kabara, dissertation title, Narrowing the Academic Achievement Gap, a case study of a suburban high school. Kate Might, dissertation title, Serving the Underserved, the Impact of a Learning Community on Historically Underrepresented Populations in Higher Education. Brenda Turner, dissertation title, Narrowing the Achievement Gap, a case study of a suburban high school.
Will all the candidates please rise? This is a good part too. By the authority vested in the Board of Trustees and delegated to me, I confer upon you the degree for which you have qualified with all the rights and distinctions to which they entitle you. You may move your tassel to the left. Congratulations. Please be seated. Good stuff, huh? I can't hear you. Thank you. I'm sure the graduates deeply appreciate it. May I continue? Please wear the alumni pins and accept congratulations from the Alumni Board and joining 34,000 other colleagues in the Alumni Association. On behalf of the Alumni Association, may we say something very special. Congratulations, you're graduates of Cardinal Stritch University. We need to thank some others, some very important people. This ceremony represents the conclusion of a great achievement, and as Dr. Nettles said, marks the beginning, a commencement, when what we hope is a lifetime of dedicated service to the human community. It is an achievement not only worthy of celebration for you and your classmates, but also time to recognize the faculty, the administration, and the trustees of the university. From them, I wish you a sincere congratulations. Let me also express my deep and profound gratitude to Dr. Nettles for his presence today. You heard a great message, a message that you should take with you, not just for today, but for a lifetime. He's put his heart and soul into this community as well as his wisdom. May you do the same for the betterment of Milwaukee. So let's give a round of applause to Dr. Nettles. A great university, which we say humbly about ourselves, is much more than its faculty and students. The combined efforts of many people have allowed you the opportunity to reach your educational goals. It is my privilege to introduce to you this afternoon members of the Board of Trustees, the members of the University Corporation, the Administrative Cabinet, and Deans. May I ask them to please stand briefly to be recognized. Look, graduates, I hope you know, I'm sure you do, but getting to where you are today wouldn't be possible without our great faculty. May I ask the representatives of our faculty to please rise and accept our gratitude for your contributions to the success of our students and in particular today in our graduates. Please, faculty. They do a remarkable job. They give of their talents and skills just like we're asking you to do as you go forward. But you know, we have a great staff at the university. Their tireless, countless efforts, their excellence in providing this opportunity for you today. We should just thank our staff because it's appropriate and they do a great amount of work. Please, staff, rise and be thanked. Thank you. Thank you very much, all of you. I'd like now to thank those who made all this possible. And it's two groups. Number one, the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi. Without their courage 80 years ago to start an education program for their sisters, creating a university would not have been possible. This place goes, and it goes hard because of the Sisters of St. Francis of Assisi. So those of the sisters that are in the audience, please know of our deepest gratitude, our much thanks, our continued prayer, and the true honor and privilege we have at carrying forward your mission and your values and your vision. Thank you to the sisters. And the other group is all the folks who stood with you, right? It's your beautiful wife and your baby, Austin. It's the countless friends, families, parents, children, and loved ones who have made this effort possible. Graduates, may I ask you to stand and give thanks to your family. Thank you. As a Catholic Franciscan university, we begin with prayer, we end with prayer. It is my honor to ask Dr. Carol Bronson to come forward for the benediction. In a very serious matter, not only will our benediction have a serious tone, but we ask that after the benediction, the graduates and guests remain seated until after the recessional, which is an important part of this ceremony. Dr. Sinise will carry the mace forward to begin the recessional. I will follow, and we'll ask for your patience. Can I just say one more thing? Congratulations, graduates. Go Wolves!
I ask you to pause and reflect on your accomplishments. As recent Cardinal Stritch graduates, you are prepared to think critically, pursue knowledge, and embrace beauty in all things as you serve others. May God's gentle hand guide you as you use these skills and live out your mission. Ralph Waldo Emerson once wrote, "Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." I invite you to join me in prayer in whatever way you feel most comfortable. God, thank you for bringing our Cardinal Stritch community, our graduates, families, friends, faculty, and staff together on this beautiful afternoon. Our hearts are filled with overwhelming joy on this special day of celebration for the class of 2017. This commencement marks a day of celebration around our collective commitment to creating a better world. May we be strong leaders, fiercely dedicated to creating a world marked with peace, justice, and compassion for everyone and everything. St. Francis reminds us, all the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of a single candle. May our hearts and lives always reflect St. Francis's love and truth. And may hope be a light within each of us that we carry into each new day. Amen. I leave you with these words from Edward Koch. The fireworks begin today. Each diploma is a lighted match. Each of you is a fuse. Congratulations on this important day.
Appreciate it. Jonathan, thank you. Renee.
Anybody need some clean parts?
If you guys want to get your cases and stuff, if you wouldn't mind just bringing the stands over to where I dropped you off.